Hey YouTube, I figured I'd change the scene of pace today, just get outside a bit. I've been kind of stuck in the house for the last couple of days since I lost my car insurance, and it's been starting to get to me, so I've been trying to spend a little bit of time outside. It makes me feel a little better, clears my thoughts, and I don't know, just getting fresh air helps a lot. I found that a lot as I've progressed in my life. A lot of the times when I get upset, I will just go for walks or go sit down by the river or just sit out here and think. Out here when I'm walking in nature, out in the fresh air, I think I can almost sort out my thoughts. I feel like I know my real thoughts from almost my bipolar thoughts, and it's just a good environment to be in. So I recommend, if you're having rough days, sometimes it's good just to take 10 minutes, sit outside. Alright, one of the questions that I got recently was what are the symptoms that I have. So I have bipolar type 1 disorder. I have a brother who has bipolar type 2, and my biological father, who I haven't spoken to in years, I've been told that he also had a form of bipolar. So the whole studies behind genetics is I can kind of believe that. I think that's why it took such a long time for my symptoms to start coming out, because my brother's bipolar, his symptoms emerged really early in his life. He was probably, I don't know, I want to say like 7 or 8 when we started noticing that there was just something off with him. He had a really hard time going to school. It was like a battle in the morning to get him up and going. And so my mom was always concentrating on my brother for a lot of my life. So I really didn't realize any of my symptoms until my mom had that stroke in 2011. And I kind of lost her and my brother at the same time through different reasons, but I'll get into that in another video. So the symptoms that I do have currently, I have anxiety, social anxiety mostly. So when I know I'm going to be going out somewhere, say to a dinner with a family or something like that, I get these bad thoughts that things are going to happen. People are going to look at me. I'm going to have an incident. People aren't going to understand. And just having those thoughts just makes your anxiety worse. So over the years, I've learned to control my thoughts more with the anxiety, and the anxiety has simmered down quite a bit. It still has its moments where it catches me off guard and I have to recheck myself, but other than that, I have that pretty much under control. I also have pretty severe depressive tendencies. When something bad happens in my life, I usually take it especially difficult, especially hard, and it's crippling to me sometimes. I remember times as a teenager that I'd be so depressed that I would just sit in my bed for days crying. Sometimes I wouldn't even know why. I'd just want to sit there and cry. As an adult, I don't let it stretch on for days. It's more hours. But when I do get depressive, I still want to be alone. I usually will go into a room by myself or outside by myself, or just kind of try and isolate myself, even though really I don't want to be alone, but at the same time I kind of do. When it gets really bad, you have, suicidal thoughts. You think about hurting yourself, about just ending the cycle. But I've never actually had a suicide attempt that's put me in the hospital. I've had incidents where I've been close, but usually people around me or myself ends up stopping whatever's going on. Other symptoms, let's see. I also have, obviously, mania. So when the mania is good, it's pretty productive, you can get a lot done. You're really motivated, go, go, go. I like to call it Energizer Bunny mode, because you just feel like you can go on forever. You got like unlimited energy. You can clean your house in what would take you 3 hours, you can do it in an hour. And but sometimes you crash really hard after that too. You get into these periods of creative productivity too, where you'll have all these streams of really good ideas that you think are gonna make you money or make your life better or things like that, and for whatever reason you never act on them. You never write them down, and you end up forgetting about them. It's so hard to keep track of all of the thoughts that you have when you're in a manic episode. Half of the time when you come down from it, you don't remember some of the things that you've said or done. Like my husband sometimes will tell me things that I've said, and I honestly don't believe him, or I can't remember saying those things or doing that certain action. And that kind of scares me, because I really believe that I'm in control. I want to believe I'm in control, and I try to be in control every single day. But you have moments where that slips away from you easily. The worst part of the mania, I would say, is when it gets combined with anger. And sometimes, most of the time, it's nothing that sets you off. It's you stub your toe on the coffee table. You go to pull open the fridge, and it's like extra suctiony, and you can't get it open. You can't zip up your zipper on your jacket. It's just stupid things like that will set off the cycle of a bad day. And it's not like you want to keep track of the bad things that happen to you in a day, but mentally you always do. You're like, oh, the stub the toe in the morning, that was one. Idiot on the way to work that almost cut me off at the stop sign, number 2. The jerk at work that, gave me a hard time over nothing, check number 3. And, as the checks build up throughout the day gets harder and harder and harder. And it's easier for you to lose control. And by lose control, for me, I mean anger. Anger has been my biggest problem lately. I remember an incident probably about a month ago now, where I was filling up at a gas station, and I was having trouble with the pay at the pump thing. Kept pressing the speaker to get the attendant's attention, and no one was listening. So I walked into the store, visibly frustrated, I guess, to other people. I was in control to myself. I can't remember exactly what the attendant said to me. He made some comment about how I needed to calm down or something like that, and that was my that was my snapping point. I just lost it on him and basically told him that he didn't have the right to tell me to calm down. And it just pushed me so far past my point of control that I kind of wasn't aware of my state. So when I left the gas station and I went to push open the door to leave, I ended up cracking the entire bottom half of the door. And I honestly thought that I had just touched it. So the anger is definitely the worst part. You can't control a lot of the episodes. Even when you think you are controlling it, it slips away from you very easily. Sometimes the episodes can last for, just a few minutes, and then you can regain yourself and push it back down and move on with your day. And then other times it's hours of struggling within yourself before you can pull yourself out of the hole and completely get back to the day. Symptoms, though, it varies per person. And I think you develop and kind of learn to live with certain aspects of them. But there's always going to be a struggle in your life. So you just have to learn your own individual symptoms, learn their intensities, and learn little supports that you can deal with them, even if it's just one at a time, because slowly it'll start making your life better. So until next time, be strong, and remember, you're not alone.